The Ghost Bride, 2017. Imagine a stranger offers your broke family a fortune. The only condition? Your daughter has to marry a man who's been dead for years. You'd laugh until you find out people actually do this. It's the premise of a 2017 Filipino film, The Ghost Bride, and the ritual behind it is real. They call it a ghost marriage. The belief is that someone who dies unmarried can't rest, so the living are wed to the dead to keep them company. In the film, the bride is a young woman named Mayan, and her family is drowning in debt. So when a smiling matchmaker dangles instant wealth for one quiet ceremony, she says yes. Every deal like this has a catch. Here's the one nobody mentioned to her. The dead groom isn't resting peacefully. He's possessive. He's furious. And the second the ceremony ends, the people closest to Mayan start dying, one by one. Anyone who might pull her back toward the living. By the time she understands what she agreed to, the marriage has no exit. What makes this crawl under your skin is that it isn't pure invention. The same tradition inspired a hit Netflix series and a best-selling novel. Somewhere, right now, families are still arranging marriages for the dead. Not in a movie, in real life. But at least Mayan chose to sign. The next story is about people who broke a rule they didn't even believe in, and an entire family paid the price. Sukab, The Wedding Curse, 2006. Two weddings in one family, the same year. Within weeks, the funerals start, and they don't stop. That's the curse in Sukab, a 2006 Filipino film, and the rule behind it isn't made up. Sukab is a real superstition, the kind Filipino grandparents still warn about. Marry within a year of a relative's death, or hold two family weddings too close together, and you supposedly invite disaster straight in. The film takes that warning literally. A couple ignores it, and the people tied to that wedding begin dying. Sudden, ugly, impossible to explain away. But the deaths aren't the part that unsettles you. It's the little girl. A small flower girl keeps turning up at the edges of scenes. In doorways, in photographs, in places she has no reason to be. Nobody invited her. Nobody knows her. And every time she appears, someone is about to die. So who is she? The answer drags the survivors into a secret the family buried on purpose, a death they hid, and a debt that was never paid. Here's how deeply this landed. Reportedly, Suka became the highest-grossing Filipino film of its time. People didn't line up for a fairy tale. They came because they'd been raised to fear this exact rule. That's the trap of it. You can tell yourself it's only superstition, right up until you're the one planning a wedding too soon after a funeral. The next film didn't just scare its audience. Something happened to the people who made it. Demon 2015. Remember the director I mentioned? The one who didn't survive his own movie? This is the film. It's called Demon, made in Poland in 2015. The director, Marcin Rona, premiered it to strong reviews at the Toronto Film Festival. Days later, during the film's premiere week back home, he was found dead in a hotel room. He was 42. Police ruled it a suicide. His cast had to keep promoting a horror film while mourning the man who made it. And the movie he left behind is unnervingly on theme. It's built on the Dybbuk, old Jewish folklore. A Dybbuk is the spirit of a dead person that fastens onto the living and won't let go. In the film, a groom named Piotr is digging in his bride's family yard the day before the wedding. He hits bone, a full human skeleton, buried and forgotten under the grass. He tells no one. He marries her anyway. By the reception, he's shaking, speaking in a voice that isn't his. Something has climbed inside him, the spirit of a young woman who vanished from that land generations ago, during the war. Her body was hidden, her name was erased, and now she's using the groom to take back a life that was stolen from her. It's a film about a place haunted by what it buried, released by a man who didn't live to see it reach theaters. The next story claims to be more than a legend. There's a shrine for her, and people still pray at it today. Nang Nak, 1999. A wounded soldier finally makes it home from war. His wife is waiting at the door, holding their newborn. There's just one problem. The entire village swears she died months ago. So who's been living in that house? That contradiction powers Nang Nak, a 1999 Thai film that tells the most famous ghost story in the country. And plenty of Thai people will insist it actually happened back in the 1800s. The couple are Mak and Nak. He's sent to war while she's pregnant. While he's gone, she goes into labor, and something goes horribly wrong. Both she and the baby die. But her love never got the message. Mak comes home to a wife who cooks, smiles, holds their child, and acts like nothing ever happened. He has no idea he's sharing a bed with the dead. For weeks, he's happy. Then comes the moment Thai audiences brace for. He watches her reach for something she dropped through the floorboards, and her arm stretches down, far too long, in a way no living arm ever could. He runs. He hides in a temple, the one place her ghost can't follow. And Nak, betrayed, turns her grief on everyone who took him from her. Here's why this one sticks. There's a real shrine to Mae Nak in Bangkok. People visit it to this day, leaving dresses, toys, and offerings, praying to her for luck. Invented ghosts don't usually get their own address and a line of worshippers. The next ghost didn't cling to a husband she'd lost. She chose a stranger, and she didn't let him live. The Bride from Hades, 1968. A man has been spending every night with a beautiful woman. His suspicious neighbor finally peeks through a crack in the wall to catch them together. What he sees isn't a couple. It's a man embracing a skeleton, whispering to it like a lover. That image is the heart of The Bride from Hades, a 1968 Japanese film, drawn from a ghost tale so old it crossed over from China centuries before. It begins during Oban, the festival when the dead are said to walk among the living. A gentle teacher named Shinzaburo falls for a woman, Otsuyu, who only visits after dark, always with a maid carrying a glowing lantern, always gone before sunrise. What he doesn't notice is that he's fading, paler, weaker. Every visit is quietly draining the life out of him. His servant uncovers the truth and seals the house with sacred charms. They work. Otsuyu can't get in, so she stands outside in the dark, calling his name night after night. And here's the cruel part. She isn't a monster hunting prey. She's lonely. She just wants him beside her, on the other side, forever. He can't take it. One night, he tears down the charm and walks out to meet her. By morning, he's dead, found wrapped around her bones, exactly where she wanted him. Every ghost so far wanted this, chose it. The last one didn't choose anything. She was a girl who was sold off, even in death. And it's the saddest story I saved for last. A Chinese ghost story, 1987. Men keep walking into one abandoned temple at night. None of them walk out alive, and the thing killing them looks like the most beautiful woman they've ever seen. This is A Chinese Ghost Story, the 1987 Hong Kong classic that turned Leslie Chung and Joey Wong into superstars. It's also the saddest entry here, once you understand her. Her name is Nie Xiao Qian, pulled, like the others, from a centuries-old book of tales. Yes, she lures men to their deaths, but she isn't doing it by choice. A monstrous tree demon owns her because her bones are buried in its roots. It forces her out each night to seduce strangers, then drains them dry in seconds. And it's already promised her to something worse, a dark lord of the underworld, waiting to take her as his wife for eternity. She's not a predator, she's a prisoner. Then, a broke, kind tax collector named Ning wanders into her temple, with no clue what she is. And for the first time, she doesn't lure her victim. She begs him to save her, to dig up her ashes and free her before that wedding locks her away forever. So that's the thread tying all six together. A ritual people really practice, a shrine people really visit, a director who really didn't survive, and ghosts who more than anything just refuse to be alone. 6 stories, every one rooted in something real, and every single one, underneath the horror, is a love story that went terribly, terribly wrong.